A woman named Laura Ann Carlton, but went by Lori, was killed on Friday outside of her clothing boutique in California, around 60 miles east of Los Angeles. She was killed by a man who was 27 years old. Lori was 66. She was a mother. He killed her, most likely due to the fact that she had a pride flag hanging outside of her boutique store. The man shot her, ran after shooting her, had a shootout with the cops, and was killed himself. He shot Lori with a semi-automatic gun, a handgun. It was not registered to him. He didn't have a license, according to the sheriff's office, and reportedly, the killer shouted homophobic slurs during the attack. And this pairs, not nicely, but it makes a ton of sense when you also see his extensive social media profile, which was filled with anti-gay hatred. Let's pull up what Ari Drennan of Media Matters found. I mean, the sheriff's office said in their statement that, this guy's social media profile was filled with this kind of stuff, including images of a burning pride flag. I'm not going to say the shooter's name. You'll see it here probably, but this is that. Let's pull this up. These are some of the right-wing media personalities that the shooter was posting. The Matt Walsh show going after, the Dylan Mulvaney stuff with Bud Light, and Target.
Target is calling our bluff. Oh, well, what should you do then?
Yep. Next up, some of the other hosts, Jordan Peterson here, naturally. Let's zoom out on that. I think we could probably see a little bit more, right? Am I wrong? A post by Jordan Peterson there. A woke mob of narcissists and psychopaths he's speaking about. Another, I'm not sure what that article's about.
Incitation. What type of people does Jordan Peterson and Matt Walsh think he has in their audience? How do they think they're going to react to this type of hysterical agitation?
And that headline is that says for the Telegraph, pupil who questioned classmate identifying as a cat.
Of course. So this classic nonsense conspiracy theorist peddled by right-wingers, including corporate media shill Joe Rogan. Let's keep going. Benny Johnson calling pride and these kinds of displays child abuse, groomers. Yeah, and then keep going. Yeah, repost or speaking about killing the octopus, not cutting off the legs, talking in reference to the LGBTQIQA community below. You get the idea. And Keith Boykin also found other posts here from this killer. It's incredibly extensive. I mean, the guy was a Trump supporter until Trump was too moderate for him, apparently, or at least he was critical of Trump at some point because of it. He's a Christian, right winger.
Psycho,
yeah, just homophobic conspiracy theories all over the place. And I also wanted to display this statement by the daughter of the shop owner, Lori Carlton, who posted an Instagram tribute here. And she writes, "As most of you know, our beautiful mommy was taken from us in a senseless act of violence on Friday, August 18th. She was murdered over a pride flag that she proudly hung on her storefront. Make no mistake, this was a hate crime. Her flags had been torn down before, and she always responded by putting up a bigger one. Our family is broken. We have a long road ahead of us. As we navigate this new reality with our loving matriarch, we find peace in knowing she passed quickly in the place she cherished, doing what she loved while fiercely defending something she believed in." So that's part of the statement there. We don't, it's just devastating. She was apparently a mother of 9. And I just wanted to highlight this at the start of the show because whether it's the Pulse nightclub shooting, whether it's bricks being thrown in storefronts that have pride flags, whether it's, attempts to severely damage or burn down pride centers in other parts of the country. This is stochastic terrorism enabled by a rabid right-wing media apparatus that is 100% engaged in this kind of hatred for money, and the true believers are okay with this kind of violence being inflicted upon people who choose to show solidarity with the LGBTQ community, but it's kind of indistinguishable from the people that do it for money. It doesn't really matter what their intentions are. What matters is that they're fine with this kind of violence in the end, because either they're making a killing or they believe that this is what people deserve. And members of the media, we saw this with Tiller the baby killer back in Bill O'Reilly's days, where he called out this doctor who was providing abortions by name. Eventually someone killed him.
Yeah.
And that's just the price of doing business for the right.
Yeah. But maybe we get some blogs saying, hey, why don't you just review Bill O'Reilly's segment about if Tiller's a baby killer? Why is the media afraid to engage with it, as Matt Taibbi said? This is where this actually leads to. And people like acting as if there's some sort of intramural debate to be had with these hate mongers are a whole nother problem to deal with.
Exactly. And there's not even much commentary here. It's just, look at this, right? This is our country.
Here's a tweet from the guy. Just the first couple lines. America must repent for a lot of things we allow: abortion/baby killing, sexual immortality. I think he means immorality. Sexual immortality is pornography.
Darkly so.
She's got to stop these sexual immortals. Pornography, same-sex marriages, LGBT, blah blah blah.
Yep. I mean, and then they'll say it's mental health, right? I mean, this guy was clearly crazy.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody that is not
this
all the way right.
By Benny Johnson, where's the line type of hystericism? This is your civilization going down the drain. We have an extremely armed country. What do you think's going to happen?
When you say that those are the stakes, and then you play into people who might find some sort of radicalization in religious extremism, where they see basically gay people, trans people as demons, they're going to act on that if they really believe that they're
literally believe demons exist.
They believe, I mean, this for all the talk about how this country is founded on Christian values, sometimes people go really hard into their idea of what Christian values are, including the belief in, the bad fairies coming through gay people, and they're gonna take matters into their own hands.
With the trans stuff, it's like, oh, you want to know what is woman? Okay, I'll answer that once you answer. Do you think demons literally exist?
Yeah, right. Tragic story, but yet just another example of what this leads to.